thanks to the supporters of channel member Kyle Bykirch. And thank you to everybody who gave a lovely old thumbs up to episode 1, because if you see in this video, that means we got 5,000 likes on the first episode, and that is a huge boost for the series, for the channel, for the video at the start of a new game, new series. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. If we could hit 5,000 likes again on this video, that would be awesome. If we could hit 5,000 likes every video, that would be really awesome. And if we just did it regularly, I wouldn't even have to ask. I know it annoys some of you when I ask, but seriously, the difference it makes, especially at the start of a series, I kind of have to ask. So thank you to those who did it on the last one. Thank you to everyone who's already done it on this one. If you haven't done yet, you've got a 7-second intro coming up where you can just hit the like button now, and I'll be really grateful if you do. Hello and welcome to part 2 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two games. Our first games of Non-League to Legend FM23. We've got a home game against Buxton, an away game against Southport. It's not just our first games of the series. It's not just our first games in charge of Peterborough Sports. It's Peterborough Sports' first games at National League North level. It is exciting times. The media think we're going to finish 14th, which does seem very ambitious. Do we have anyone in this dream? No one even close to the Dream 11. We have done a few transfers. Transfers have proven to be pretty tricky to do. Look, we tried to bring in a loan from local side Peterborough, who at the time, I didn't realise we had them on as an affiliate club. Just to confirm, I have removed both Peterborough and Cambridge as affiliate clubs. We don't use affiliate clubs in Non-League to Legend. I forgot to put that in the rules video. But we have done some signings, despite not being able to get Harry Titchmarsh on loan for the season. To fund them, we've released 3 players who were on non-contracts. That's not true at all. They're not the players we released. They're the 3 players we released who were on non-contracts. Some of them were probably, this guy in particular, Caden Williams-Lowe, was fairly close to being a first teamer, but we had 3 right backs and only 1 left back. And this guy was on £400 per appearance. He was just too expensive to keep around. So as much as I would have liked to have kept him around, we didn't need 3 right backs and 1 left back, and we didn't need somebody who was earning that kind of money. These 2, much easier to let go because they were players who weren't really going to get anywhere near the first team squad. But letting those players go has allowed us to bring these 3 players in without wrecking the budgets. So Demalio Brown Sterling is a striker, another 6-foot striker. We're going for a theme. This one doesn't insist on playing as a target man like the 2 we've already got. We can actually play him as a pressing forward, which fits in a little bit more to how I want to play. Long term, I'd like to transition in to be able to play some quick strikers, but we couldn't find any within our budget, unfortunately. Brown Sterling is previously of Bolton, not had a club for a few years, but we won't hold that against him because he's a 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential striker, which does make him comfortably the best striker at the club. So that was an area we definitely needed to strengthen. I mentioned we only had 1 left back and 3 right backs. So as part of releasing one of the 3 right backs, we did sign a left back as well. Jordan Addo Antoine, 18 years old, complete wing back. This is my kind of player. He's probably the best player at the entire club now. 4-star current ability, 5-star potential. He's so much better than any other left back we've got. He was previously of Reading. No one snapped him up. We were trying to get him all summer long. He was originally asking for like £300 a week. We've managed to force him down to £140 a week after probably 7 or 8 contract offers. Very happy to get him in. And then we've also signed Ryan McLean, who is a 20-year-old who can play left back. So I get it. We've now got 3 left backs. That right back we released is feeling very hard done by. But we've mainly brought him in for the fact that he can play midfield, defensive midfield, centre back. He's young. He's got decent potential. He's probably never going to play left back for us. He's more likely to be 4th choice in all these different positions. We just needed something of a utility player, formerly of Watford, another one who's not had a club for a little while. But again, we're not holding it against him. We haven't been able to find anyone to bring in on loan who's any good. We have struggled, and we are now pretty much maxed out on our wage budget. We do still have plenty of non-contract players we can release if we can find appropriate replacements for them. But so far, it's proving to be tough going. But to the best of my knowledge, we have no transfer window in the National League North, so we can just keep slowly churning that along all summer long. And I tell you what, The squad planner, not including non-contract players or trialists, has made this whole process. Oh, hold on. The non-contract player is on there. It must just be trialists they don't show. Well, that's an update from the beta. But the fact that it still doesn't show trialists has still meant it's pretty much impossible to use that as a way of managing our squad. So we've kind of had to do it the old-fashioned way of filtering, putting it in order of ability, and then filtering per position on here. And it's taken ages to do those 3 transfers, those 3 free transfers. But we got there in the end. And now it's time to start the new season. By the way, these 2 boys, Connor Johnson, Connor Kennedy, both signed on a free transfer from Kettering this summer. That's not him. And they're both suspended. Kettering fans, what on earth happened on the last day of the season? He's got a 3-match suspension. He's only suspended for 1 match. Shenanigans have gone on there, methinks. We've also appointed Dan Lawler as our new captain because the fella who was the captain before, who was Richard Jones, he ain't ever going to play for me. 2 stars of current ability. To be fair, he might do because Connor Peters is only 1.5 stars, but at least he's got some upside. He's got some potential. We needed a captain who is actually likely to be in the team, and Dan Lawler does start at the base of our midfield today. So this is our team for our first game in the National League North and our first game of non-league to legend this year. And he is not close to fit, is he? Goodness me. And we've got Crook in goal. Let's show you everyone as we go through. So, I mean, if you want to see their attributes and whatnot, you can have a little look when I introduce them to you. I did toy with the idea of playing non-league to legend list this year with this screen looking like that, because I don't really look at the attributes, but I know some of you love them. And I can just imagine the uproar if we'd have done that. So I haven't. Let me know in the comments if you think you'd like it. We're probably not going to, because people will be very upset. Ado Antoine at left back. You've already met him. Olamide Durajai, I think. He's only a competent centre-back. Really, he's a midfield player, but we are a little bit light on centre-backs with suspensions and not being good enough. So this fella is going to play at centre-back today alongside Ryan Fryatt, who we are all familiar with from a previous non-league legend. In fact, we can click on him and find out. Oh, it might well have been Kings Lynn and Kettering. Was that the year I did Kings Lynn and that the year I did Kettering? I think it is, actually, because that's the year we did Leamington. So this is Ryan Fryatt's 3rd non-league to legend where he's been in our starting team. He is following me around all over the place. Isaiah Baisley at right back, but only able to play the first half. So he'll be replaced at half-time by Luca Dorbar Baptiste, who, looking at his player history, I discovered there's a team in Australia called Manly United, and that is a fantastic name for a team. Dan Lawler, the new captain in central midfield, and ahead of him, we've got Lamine Sheriff, I think that's how you would say his name, as a box-to-box midfielder, and Josh McCammon as a centre mid on attack. We've then got Jordan Nicholson, another veteran of former saves, on the left-hand side. We've got Dion Sembi Ferris on the right-hand side, and up front is our new boy, Brown Sterling. This is basically the standard wing play 4-3-3. We've pushed it a little bit more attacking. We've tweaked some of the player roles. We've not really fiddled with anything else. There are things we'll fiddle with as time goes on, but we need to see them play first and decide what fiddling needs to be done. So let's throw everybody into this match. Cross our fingers. I don't know if match sounds are about to blast out because I've not actually played a match yet. So we're going to immediately pause as soon as we get into the game and just make sure we've not got match sounds on. So I'm not wearing headphones, so I don't know. So match sounds are off, but what we have got is this all set up wrong. People always ask what camera settings I use for my games. Well, here you go. You're getting to see me sort out my camera settings in real time. They're the camera settings I use if you want your game to look exactly the same as my game. And we are off. It's Perturb versus Bucks. Let's do a football, everybody. I tell you what, it's a decent turnout, isn't it? I think this stand is actually bigger than any stand at the B Arena in real life. We'll find out for sure when we head there this weekend on an adventure. And I did mention in episode 1, feel free to come along, say hello. That would be awesome. If we can get a bunch of us down to Peterborough Sports on Saturday, that would be a really nice way to start off the series. But I will be doing a vlog from there as well, which I'll put on the channel at some point next week. And Brown Sterling has scored 40 seconds into his Peterborough Sports debut. What a start for him. Transfer master over here. But also what a start for the Turbines in the National League North. This is all we could have ever hoped for. A goal up inside a minute. The crowd have gone wild. I mean, questions maybe have to be asked of that goalkeeper. That was pretty poor from him, but we don't care. A goal's a goal. We're 1-0 up, and we are absolutely delighted. Talking of question marks for goalkeepers, that's a bit of a tour flashback as well, seeing a striker called Di Girolamo, although the fact he scored stops it being a flashback. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch the tour playlist. That was the last save I did on FM22. It was awesome. We had a striker called Di Girolamo who wasn't very good. Clearly, this guy is a little bit better and has probably found his level in the National League North as well. I love the fact we're having a third replay just in case it's offside. We're in the National League North. No one's even filming it. It was hard enough for me to find any video footage at all of this club to put in the intro. It's one of the reasons I'm going to see them so early, so I can update the intro with some better video footage. And that was very nearly a second goal. That would have been a lovely way to respond to their response. Have they got Serhat Tazdemir in their team? He used to play for Posh Reserves. Well, I love... Is that Sean Brisley as well? It's Peterborough Reserve o'clock knocking around in the Buxton team. I love it. This is one of my favourite things about Non-League to Legend. Just check it in with all of these names that I recognise from previous years. You lot might love playing your big clubs and your big fancy saves. I just like hanging around in the non-league, seeing who's still about, seeing some blast from the past names. Oh, hold on. We were supposed to make a substitution at half-time, weren't we? Baisley is hopping around on one leg, so we'll bring Dorbar Baptiste on. We only get 3 substitutions at non-league level. Pretty much every other level in FM23, I think you do now get 5 changes. We certainly get 5 changes in my Twitch save with Peterborough United in League One and with the Chelsea save we did in the beta in the Premier League. So I'm assuming it's when we hit the Football League, we'll get to use 5 substitutions. And that's not ideal because we're now 2-1 down. This guy's having quite a good game. My star striker was great for the first 40 seconds. I've not seen him since. I think he's done his job and gone home. I mean, question marks over the goalkeeper, maybe. It is an area we're actively scouting because we've only really got one goalkeeper. The backup goalkeeper's 1.5 stars of current ability and on a non-contract. So if we can find another goalkeeper, my plan is to kind of bring someone in over the top of Crook. If we can find a better goalkeeper than him, have him drop down to be our backup and release the guy who's on a non-contract. That's my plan, but we're just waiting for players to come through on the scout reports. But Brown Sterling is in again. Can he finish again? I mean, it's a great opportunity, and he's just screwed it wide of that far post. And if he's going to be playing up front as our lone striker this year, he's got to be a little bit more clinical when he gets a chance like that one. That was a big opportunity to draw us level in this match. And we've seen with Di Girolamo for Buxton what a difference a clinical striker can make, although he's missed a decent chance there. So shows what I know, doesn't it? 30 minutes left in this match. And there's Jordan Nicholson, one of the stars of our Nuneaton save a few years ago and a star for sports in real life. And there's Brown Sterling trying to play it back out to Sembi Ferris, but it's a poor pass. And we're starting to think in terms of what have we got down on this bench? We've got Michael Gash. Are we going to go target man up front, bring Michael Gash on? And if we do, are we putting him up alongside Brown Sterling, or is he going to go up there as part of a 2? And that's a huge miss for McCammon. I mean, he's kind of made my decision for me there. I think he's going to come off and we're going to go to a 4-2-4 and we're going to stick Michael Gash up front. Unless we score here. Sembi Ferris with a flick on. Nicholson is lurking, but can't get near it. He is a clinical goal scorer in real life. We're yet to decide if he's going to be that for us in this save. I hope he is, because he's another one who used to play for Peterborough United. I quite like him. McCammon, Sembi Ferris then on the right-hand side. I mean, the cross has kind of ballooned off the defender, ended up in the goalkeeper's hands, and we are going to make that change we were just talking about. McCammon's going to come off. Michael Gash is going to come on. The player we sponsor in real life. He's going to come on, play as the target man. Lawler's just going to move up into central midfield. We're going to go attacking as well. We've got to throw some bodies forward here. We've got the big guy on. We want a Michael Gash moment, please and thank you. Fryer winning the header there. Excellent work from him. He's the only recognised centre-back in the team, which probably doesn't help with our defending today. He is on a yellow card, which we need to be wary of. And Di Girolamo has got his hat-trick. And Fryer was in that difficult situation where He needed to get the tackle in, but was on a yellow card. It was in the penalty area. It is probably for the best that he's not clobbered into him there when our other starting centre-back's in the middle of a 3-game ban. I am learning very quickly centre-back is another area of priority for us because we don't have a lot behind our first choice starting two. And, oh, dear me. When I announced this save was coming back again, the amount of people who were like, oh, look, Kev's going to do back-to-back promotions again, straight into the Football League. I warned you. This is the smallest club reputation-wise we've ever managed in non-league to legend. This is a newly promoted team with no off-the-pitch infrastructure and a bunch of players who've been playing for them since they were down in Tier 8 and are getting old. This is going to be a challenge. I don't care where they are in the league table in real life. In Football Manager, this is going to be a tough save. Certainly a tough season, this first season, before we can bring in a whole load of youngsters next summer, which is obviously what the plan is going to be, because we've got to freshen up and get rid of most of these old men. But this is frustrating, especially when you look at the XG as well. We've won the game on XG. Buxton have scored 4 goals from almost no XG. We've got a winger and a left back on the bench. Ado Antoine's not had the kind of game I was hoping he would. Neither's Jordan Nicholson. Can you play on either side? He can play on either side. I think we're going to bring him on and just hope that he can conjure something up for us. Can you play either side? Which one of you is going to be better off playing as an inside forward for the last 10 minutes? Who's the better finisher? T'other guy. Right, swap them over. You're going to play as an inside forward on attack. You're going to drop down to that, and we're just going to swap these two over as well and see if maybe just adjusting the attack a little bit. I mean, there's no way we're scoring 3 goals to get back into this. I'm very frustrated looking at those match stats because we don't deserve to be losing 4-1, but we've done nothing since the first minute. We had such a fantastic start, and then it's all gone very wrong from there on. I hope we've just come up against a phenomenal non-league striker in Di Girolamo. I suspect that might not be the case, and we might just have a ropey goalkeeper and a ropey back four. I don't know that I've ever had a first match that's gone quite like this one before in non-league to legend. When was the last? I've never been sacked from the starting club. That's probably something to make you aware of. We came close in the second or third iteration of the save with Alfreton when we ended up leaving at the end of the first season to go and manage Bath. We kind of jumped before we were pushed. We did make it through the season, but really struggled. I hope it's not going to be like that again, because Peterborough Sports are actually nearer to where I grew up than Peterborough United, marginally. This is my local team. Oh, no. What is going on? My glasses are off. We're 6. What has happened here? We're still ahead on XG. I'm going to this place on Saturday. I can't show my face at the B Arena on Saturday after this. Because one way or the other, we're either going to be rock bottom of the league, or I'm going to turn up having got rid of everybody and brought in an entirely new squad. Either way, I'm not going to be very popular. We have our Gash moment, everybody. There he is. The LOLLUJO logo flashes up on screen on Twitter. Michael Gash. So we scored after 40 seconds and then 92 minutes. So we're good right at the start and right at the end. It's a lovely header from Gash, actually. It's good work from him. But we've lost 6-2 at home on the first day of the season when we've been the better team. We need a defence and we need one quick. I don't know what to do. Oh, dearie me. No transfers between the two matches because we've got no money. We found a goalkeeper. He wanted £1,000 a week. We were able to counter with £20 a week. This isn't going to be a quick fix. We are a little bit stronger than we were for the previous match, though. One of the new boys who came in this summer, Connor Kennedy, one of the Kettering Connors, the Kettering red card Connors, is in. He comes in midfield, so Sheriff moves over to the more attacking role. McCammon drops down to the bench. I remember that miss from the last match, and I won't forgive him for it. We're also starting Dorbar Baptist. Baisley can drop down to the bench, just to show I'm not completely insane with the defenders as well. Connor Johnson is going to be great. He's going to be our starter with Fryatt. He's suspended for 2 more matches. Our alternatives at centre-back We have the young left-back McLean, who we just signed. Probably not him. We have Peters, who's 19 years old and only 1.5 stars of current ability. Probably not him either. Or we have old man Richard Jones, who, again, probably not him. So although this guy is a midfielder, I mean, probably not him. None of them are any good. Southport lost on the first day as well. Fingers crossed, everybody. We need a more positive result. The positive spin I can put on it, Buxton are 5th favourites for promotion this year. They are considered one of the better teams in this division. So maybe we just came up against a very good Buxton team when we had a makeshift defence, and we'll use it as an excuse. Because remember, XG-wise, we were all right. We had an XG of nearly 2. We scored about 2. On XG4, we're about right. We had an XG against of 1.5 and conceded 6 goals. It's very clear where the issue was in that previous match. I think the issue is at centre-back. I hope the issue's not goalkeeper. There's a chance it's both. But we have the best defender at the club is available to play in 2 matches' time. So I'm hoping he's going to come in and make a huge difference. Sembi Ferris trying to get into a shooting position. I mean, if he'd have been able to get that shot away, that could have been a nice little opener for us. But, you know, scoring early doesn't necessarily get you anywhere, as we saw in the last game. So, what difference does it make? Oh, my goodness. Offside, maybe? Offside? Anyone? Referee? Are you there? That was offside. Thank goodness for that. Oh, my word. Our defence skillfully playing the offside trap then. Very solid line. Oh, can I turn the camera off so you don't have to see me going through this? Corner comes in. It's not a corner. It's a free kick, and Fryatt, with an acrobatic effort, goes wide. But he looked good doing it. That's the kind of thing where if you get a photograph of him mid-swing, he looked like a real boy there. That was very impressive stuff. Good to see Leamington 2-0 up. 3-0 up. Leamington are having a lovely time. Leamington are top of the league. That's never hurt as much as it hurts right now. We're not losing yet, which is nice. Fryatt, acrobatic again. And now Jordan Nicholson. Show me how good you are. I remember how good you used to be. It's a lovely solo run from Nicholson. We play Sembi Ferris in, who wellies it into the post. I don't really know why Brown Sterling isn't taking the shot on there, because he was in a decent position. Yes, he's played Sembi Ferris in nicely. He's our centre forward. We need a little bit more clinical finishing from him. He scored after 40 seconds. That's the first time we've seen him since, just before half-time in the next match. Stop hiding. You're supposed to be a pressing forward. You should be everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. We're approaching gash time again, I think. I guess at 0-0 away from home, we probably bring him on for Brown Sterling this time rather than alongside, because we don't need to go more attacking. After what happened in the last match, we'd be delighted with a 0-0 draw here. That would be fantastic. But it is Southport on the attack, and this is where we are obviously very vulnerable because we forgot to have any defenders. Maybe it is the goalkeeper. Oh, my word. Let's have a look at it from the other angle. I mean, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, what do we do from here, folks? I mean, that plan that I just set out so beautifully changes now, doesn't it? Gash comes on as part of a front two again. I guess we sacrifice Sheriff, get Gash on up there as the target man again. It worked in the last game. Switching to this, get Lawler up into the midfield. And then McCammon in. Maybe McCammon's a more attacking than one of these two. Is that going too far? Taking off our ball winning mid. I guess we could do this. Take Lawler off, get McCammon on, and just have a playmaker in there. Why not? Let's try having a playmaker. And then we'll leave it there. Still nothing out of Ado Antoine, who I had such high hopes for. And he has been poor so far in these first couple of matches. We're demanding more. We're going attacking as well. Probably should have done that when we made the changes. I mean, we've not been as bad as we were in the first match. But we've not been good, have we? Nathan Fox can come on. Lads, do something, please. We're rock bottom of the league. This is not ideal. We're ahead on XG again. I'm going to be cheering myself up in a minute by looking at the XG table. We have won both matches on XG. I think once we get our defender back, we might be okay. At the moment, it is terrifying here, and I don't like it. Rock bottom of the league. XG table, mid-table. Exactly where we're supposed to be. Let's not panic yet, because we're playing all right. And Connor Johnson is only suspended for one more match. We do need at least one more defender in, though, and we have no money to bring one in. We need some scouts to get out there and find us some loans, I think. We're not going to go too far into the future for tomorrow's episode, because we have a problem that we're trying to fix. So, I mean, maybe even just a couple of matches off camera and come back for the end of August. Kings Lynn as a former club, Blythe Spartans. I mean, Kings Lynn and Blythe. We'll come back for Kings Lynn and Blythe. Hopefully we'll have won a match by then. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.